As I said in the last video, I got an amazing apprenticeship with the company I dream to work with. Today I'm gonna dive into my daily life and show you how my week is with arteconcert. I try to stick to the working hours from 10 to 6. Having these fixed hours has made working from home easier, especially during the pandemic. And by the way, I'm really not a morning person, so I think 10 to 6 is really reasonable for me. That's so far the best I can do. Every Monday my first hour is replying mails, checking if I was being mentioned in the conversations when I was away, and then I list down what visual assets and replay programs need to be created and done for the week. These mostly came from the concerts or performances we distributed during last week, or cultural programs that we just purchased the distribution rights, or some hot topics coming up on the media, and then we recreate a post of a performance we produced years ago. So each replay program has their own destination, which has been decided by my manager, my colleagues, and sometimes the label and the artist. In short, all the programs that arteconcert has its hands on, whether we co-produce it or we purchased it. The distribution on our official website is fundamental, which is clearly written on the contract. It could last for years, but it could also only last for a few weeks. We distribute several programs in live, and sometimes there are even editions are made for live performance. So of course, again, distributing the performance, the program on our website, official website, is fundamental. But sometimes it depends on the target public, it depends on the identity of the artist or just the type of the performance. We choose between Facebook, Instagram and YouTube for our live performance. Every week on my side, I have to create video for Facebook and YouTube based on the program that we have distributed last week. So every Monday I classify all the extracts from the most urgent to the least urgent, and from the most time consuming to the tasks which could be done in an hour. Which could be done in an hour, not I could be done, which could be done in an hour. We have a meeting in a team each day at 11 AM, and the Monday is when the programmer and the producer of ARTEconcert France confirm the upcoming concerts and performances from ARTE France. In short, this is the moment when we catch up and see if anyone needs any further or missing information for their work of the week. After the meeting, I call it a timecode proposal moment. As I said, each week we got many videos to upload to our social media, and since they are all the shorter version of the complete performance, I need to find out the most eye-catching and tempting gold moment, even the gold second, to encourage the audience on the social media to keep viewing our concert. And this is a challenge for me because sometimes the song which has the biggest view on YouTube might not have the sweetest moment for the opening. And the song I love the most doesn't have the best caption or a beautiful caption, but the song wasn't performed with another invited artist. Or sometimes it's just that compared to a beautiful caption, a French singer singing a song in English with a lovely French accent is way much more preferred because it could create more feedback on social media. There's many things to learn and there is really no rules. It's a pure sensitivity of knowing which kind of content on which platform should be pushed forward, and this is what I've been trained a lot in this apprenticeship. After proposing a timecode for Facebook extract, I need to look for a meme from the previous performance. It's a program for each Wednesday and it's the moment of humor in our media planning. So, finding a funny moment throughout the performance and then tell a joke in one sentence is not easy. At least for me, it's not easy to do it in French because our target public is 80 to 90% French.
Okay.
I can't tell trashy, dark, borderline jokes. Of course, I can't do it, but sometimes it happens to me many times that I have a perfect idea or a perfect funny thing in my head, but as soon as I pop it out in French, it lost the taste, it lost the humor, and then my colleagues couldn't understand it because they don't have the reference or, again, the sensitivity I just said, they just feel that
this is not going to work on our Instagram.
The last is to find the sexy 30 seconds for reels, and the selected program needs to fit the reel dynamic. So it needs to be as intense, as original, and as extraordinary as possible. The timecode proposal moment could take hours if there are many extra to create, plus for each clip I need to propose timecode for my colleagues and manager to view and decide whether these snippets fit the demands of quality. Sometimes the proposals are declined or the program doesn't provide ideas, especially for the content on Instagram. Thus, I need to dig into our website and check if there's more ideal program to replace what we've planned the week before. So as soon as all the program to distribute and the time codes are all validated by my colleagues and my manager, I send a request to ARTE, qu'il, which is basically the central department of ARTE in Strasbourg, where all the original files are stored. So then they could give me the original files, then I can work on all the visual assets that I have to do for a week. But I would only do this if I can't have access to the files, original files from my own FTP. We got another meeting which gathered everyone from the art and performance department of ARTE France at 3:30. After that, I make the weekly agenda for Instagram, which is meant to announce the upcoming programs in the week with photos, details and schedules. Again, my team members validate the text propositions and I publish it on an Instagram story around 6 p.m. So this is mainly how my Monday looks like. Sometimes I also receive the request from labels or artists who have been performed on arteconcert and then they want to push forward their performance on their own social media. Then I have to create specifically the content for them. And then my Tuesday and Wednesday schedule is mostly creating extracts starting from the moment I receive the files from Strasbourg. I make a 3-minute snippet from almost each concert for Facebook, and then for Instagram we make a 3-minute extrait de la semaine, which means clip of the week. Also a meme for each Wednesday and a reel for each Thursday, as I said, and all these demand a seducing extract from the performance and a well-written text. And I can say, along the apprenticeship, this is what I've been trained the most, how to tell a story from one sentence in French, or how to convey all the vital information from a performance in French. And sometimes how to speak fully the identity of arteconcert. So I've been corrected a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, like every day. How to express myself in French, how to perfectly tell a story in French, and how to sound more French. And this might be the most stressful part among all of my work, but I have to say that this also might be the biggest lesson that I get from this apprenticeship. I slowly learn what kind of wording should adapt to any performance and any programs by my colleagues' corrections, and I have to say that I'm super grateful that how patient and generous they are to teach me not only French language, but more globally how to perfectly use French to adapt to every different circumstances as an editor in a culture industry. There are also weeks that I have to create extra Instagram stories or visual design to announce an upcoming program. And this is then the most creative part of my work. I normally have some sort of settled information like fonts or background music or clip or image. But sometimes I also have to start from scratch. And being restricted by certain conditions might sound tricky, but I still really enjoy the moment when I can be creative on a few slides of stories. 怎么了？怎么了？哦，怎么了？我天！你还好吗？ There are weeks that I barely didn't take as much breaks as I should due to some tight deadlines and tons of extra to create. But there are also weeks when I managed to finish all of my works of the week before Wednesday. I spent thus my free time on looking for visual design inspirations, checking the recent media or cultural tendencies, looking for online resources and learn new skills of After Effects or make performance analytics for our social medias. So I seized the chance to go to my bureau in ARTE every Tuesday just to make myself feel better mentally. But when I'm making this video, I forgot to ask for the filming permission. I just feel bad that I film with my telephone in the office of ARTE. So next time I remember if ever I'm gonna make another video of ARTE, or me in ARTE, not ARTE, another video of me having fun in ARTE France. So I also take much more attention during meetings with producers or other departments and observe how they communicate and collaborate. I never get tired of listening how they discuss on some tricky points or how they debate on topics. I see this as a bonus. This is a critical lesson for me of how to behave correctly in a French professional environment, and I never take it as a granted that I'm living here and watching how this culture works. I'm just so fascinated by this, and when I say fascinated, trust me, it's like positive and negative together. So this is basically how's my week in ARTE. The fact that I'm only working from Monday to Wednesday is because my apprenticeship contract is providing this rhythm that I still have 2 days of lecture per week, but then I will only have 1 day of lecture since the end of May, and then 0 day, which is me. I'll work 4 times since the end of June. Voila. So then I think it's really possible that I make another video of my work in ARTE, because I think then by then my mission would evaluate. So here comes the part that might be the reason that you click into this video. Arteconcert is now recruiting a chargé de contenu. Really? Yeah. A chargé de contenu pour les réseaux sociaux for 6 months with a CDD contract. So if you're familiar with After Effects and Photoshop and the social media, especially including TikTok and Twitch, and if you are passionate about music, from classical music to techno, and performers from opera to circus, what's more, if you're down to create content on the social media and push these programs and project forward, especially in the pandemic, the last but the most important, you love what Arteconcert is doing and you want to be a part of us, I'll put the recruiting link below and please go check it out. Here comes to the end of the video. I will see you in the next season, and maybe I will see you in the office.